Welcome back everybody to another episode of Dance Chamber Ballet Shorts. I've got a helper today, Mariana.
Hi.
So we're going to be doing tendus today. Doesn't matter if you've done ballet before or you're an experienced ballet dancer and you'd like some extra tips to make your tendus even better. Let's get started. First things are first, we want to have a correct posture at the bar. You want to stand nice and tall. So what does that mean in ballet? You want to visualize from the crown of your head to the heel, a very long line. Imagine that's a stick and there's no interruption of the length of that stick. So we have sternum is forward, shoulders are down, your chest press is flat, and you want to lengthen from the waist because we will be doing tendus, and lengthening from the waist gives freedom for your hips to move. So lift, 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 so you can raise your height by 2-3 centimeters here. You want to engage your core, so by drawing in your navel towards the back of your spine and really energize your lower transverse abdominal muscles. This is that lower part of your abdominals. Supporting having an engaged abdominal muscles will help give support to your spine. Now, as far as your legs are concerned, now your working leg, we're going to go to the lingo, ballet lingo. Your working leg is going to be the leg that's moving. Your supporting leg is the leg that's stabilizing your posture on the floor. So Mariana's working leg is going to be her right foot. You want to have, it's very important, now we'll talk a little bit about your supporting leg. Your supporting leg needs to be fully stretched. If it starts to bend, you want to give us some bad examples, bend that supporting leg. So when you start bending your supporting leg, there's going to be problems in your exercise. You're going to feel floppy and your tendu will not look as elegant. So nice and engaged. Well done. Let's talk a little bit about your tailbone. So your tailbone needs to be pointing down towards your heel. We don't want any arch. Show me a bad example of an arch. Arch your back. Arch your back so that they can see. So we don't want any of this happening. This is really bad for your back anyways. So you want to guide your tailbone to be down. Squeeze your abdominal muscles and fully stretch those legs. So let's talk about tendu en avant. En avant means that the foot is going to be moving forward. So Mariana is going to demonstrate. With a fully stretched leg, you want to have a turnout, a good turnout with your upper thigh. So the turnout happens with the upper thigh, not from the knee. So you imagine somebody's really rotating that upper thigh. And now you're going to use a good brushing action with the balls of your feet. The balls of your feet basically, excuse my foot into the camera here, is the top part of your foot. So you want to press very, very well onto the floor with the balls of your feet. I usually tell my little ones, Mariana's not little anymore, but when she was little, I used to tell her, imagine the floor is an ice cream and the balls of your feet is a tongue. So you want to scoop up as much ice cream and you put pressure onto the floor. So leading with the heels of the foot. Imagine that heel of the right leg, your working leg, wants to come off the floor first. So lift it up and put pressure onto the floor, keeping a good turnout of the thigh. And when you reach the end of that movement, allow your big toe to tip down towards the floor like it wants to dip into the ice cream. Okay, keep a nice turnout. Your supporting leg is nice and straight. Engage your core. Keep your hips square. We didn't talk about that, but keeping your hips square is also very essential. So it's kind of like having a line from one hip bone to the other, and they're facing forward. So to come back in, you soften your toes, so relax your toes, now keeping the pressure onto the floor, pressure, 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 and you come back to your fifth position if you're an advanced dancer, or if you're a beginner in lower grades, third position. Okay? So once more, so release that foot, leading up with pressure, heel is leading, turn out, engage your core, keep your tailbone down, chest lifted, well done, and coming back. So this is your tendu en avant. Let's talk about tendu décolleté. This is tendus to the side. All right. Again, we need good pressure onto the floor. Good pressure and turn out, keep nice square hips. Your hips will want to kind of lose their squareness as you start moving away from the front. But you gotta insist on it and keep those hips facing forward. the lights on the car, you know, the car lights. If those car lights are not really centered to the front, you won't know where you're going. So visualize your hip bones or car lights that always need to be pointing forward in the direction you're driving, right? So here we go. Tendu, décolleté à la seconde. So just turn that heel, keep that heel up, and your big toe is pointing down. Keep your hips square and lengthen from the waist to free up space for the hips to move. Well done. Supporting leg is nice and tight. It's fully stretch and come back to fifth position. One more time. Release the toe. Brush, 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 put pressure. Heel up towards the ceiling. Hips are forward. Turn out from the thighs. And coming back to fifth position. Well done, Mariana. So now, once you close from this à la seconde position, you want to close behind. So because you're going to be doing tendus en arrière, right? That's when big problems start to happen. Tendus en arrière is a bit challenging for many dancers because you can't see what's happening behind your body, right? So here we are. Nice turn out. And again, the same technique. You gotta brush through the floor with the balls of your feet. And you want to have a line, straight line from the big toe to the heel. So this will pretty much really help you think about what's happening behind your body. The big toe needs to be in line with the heel of the supporting leg. Your hips forward, lift, lift, lift. Now there's a little funny thing that happens when you do tendus en arrière, grand battement en arrière. Your pelvis needs to tilt a little bit forward, okay, without collapsing your body forward. So how do you go about doing that? So you get a tilt in the pelvis forward. You squeeze your abdominal muscles, engage those muscles, as well as engaging the muscles in your upper back. You see, tendus en arrière, you're engaging a lot of muscles as well. You're using your hamstrings, you're using your inner thighs, you're using your gluteus muscles, that's your bum, and you're really engaging your upper back muscles and your lower abdominal muscles, that's the transverse abdominal muscles. So squeeze, squeeze, and lift. Lift, 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 and tilt your pelvis forward. Well done. Beautiful work, Mariana. And come back to fifth. One more time. So supporting the leg is nice and straight. Brush the floor. Make sure that toe is in line with your heel of the front leg. All right. Turn out, turn out, turn out. Keep the pelvis square and release. Beautiful. Shall we try this, you guys? I really wish I could just jump out of the camera into your living room or wherever you're watching this to see how you guys are doing this. Send me a video or comments, and I would love to see them. So we're going to try this with music.